It is a cold-blooded massacre that has happened in Pahalgam. And it has all been instigated by Rawalpindi. They deliberately targeted Hindu tourists, segregated them, and then shot them at a point-blank range. The entire blame lies on Pakistan, specifically General Asim Munir. The attack was to send a message. The attack was to basically humiliate India. The whole thing does not stop by sort of, neutralizing the Sikh terrorists, the six people who were there or whosoever it is. These are just foot soldiers. They're just brainwashed jihadis. Mark my words, India will retaliate.
By the time you watch this, the gory images of several dead bodies scattered amidst the vast green expanse of a Pahalgam meadow and pools of blood must have made it to your screens. You would also know that 26 people have been confirmed dead. Several others are injured in a cowardly attack carried out by 6 terrorists, out of which, as per reports, 4 are foreign-born, while 2 are locals. This attack has come just days after Asim Munir called Kashmir the jugular vein of Pakistan in a speech, which was heard widely in this country. Not because, like I said in the last episode, the man said something worth listening to, but because Asim Munir has a country, an army, and nuclear weapons at his disposal. Let me add to that list a few terrorists as well. And they demonstrated with brazenness what they can do, took lives of innocents as if it is a natural course of action. Perhaps when you are an animal or something worse, it is. Now, some are calling this an attempt to derail the progress being made in Kashmir. Others see this as a trap to kickstart a major conflict. But first and foremost, our sincere condolences to the families of those dead and injured. And if you will bear with us, we will discuss all the threats associated with this attack to try to ascertain why now, and what next with my senior colleague, the executive editor of Hindustan Times, Mr. Shishir Gupta. Thank you so much, sir. It is immediately the day after when this dastardly attack, and I'm so tempted to replace the D at the start of the word dastard with a B. But that aside, that happened. And what do you think of the timing? Your first reaction, and then we will get into the other threats, some of which I mentioned right in the introduction.
You see, the first important point is that the number of terrorists of Lashkar-e-Taiba, they may call themselves the
TRF,
resistance front or whatever they are. It's Lashkar-e-Taiba attack. These people were around 6. They were in the area. They moved towards Pahalgam from Kishtwar region, as far as my information goes. They were carrying area weapons, that is M4 rifles and AK-47. They were Islamic terrorists. They were not militants. They deliberately targeted Hindu tourists, segregated them, and then shot them at a point-blank range. The attack was pre-planned. The attack was clearly to demonstrate 3 things. 1, that normalcy has still not returned to Kashmir. Terrorism still rules the roost. And for that, the local Kashmiris are to be blamed because they do not stand up to these terrorists who come from across the border and who are within their own society. Second is that you had the US Vice President J.D. Vance, who had virtually come on a holiday to India.
Yeah.
And you wanted to send a global message on Kashmir. Third thing, you wanted to derail the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Saudi Arabia because you wanted to also send a message to the Saudi Arabians who are now very close to India rather than Pakistan. Finally, this was the entire massacre that happened that day, yesterday. And what has happened, the entire blame lies on Pakistan, specifically General Asim Munir, the deep state, and what has been orchestrated in the worst form possible in Pahalgam.
Yeah. Some are seeing a pattern in this. When Bill Clinton was here in 2000, that's when, a massacre was carried out. 35 Sikh men and boys were massacred. Now, of course, J.D. Vance, as you mentioned, is here, where the headlines and the leading images could have been once with, the second lady of the US along with their children at Taj Mahal, in Jaipur and other places. The leading image now is, of course, the image that we were talking about a little earlier when we, were about to sit down and start the interview. And that was the image of that young lady who was with her husband on her honeymoon in Kashmir. Talk to us for a little while about how could this have been prevented, if this could have been prevented at all, and where were the lapses?
See, the point in this is, first I talk about the image. Now, the Islamic terrorists, particularly from Pakistan, whether it is Lashkar-e-Taiba, whether it is Jaish-e-Mohammed, what they do is that over the past 3 decades, they've left milestone images imprinted and etched in the mind of Indians. Whether it was the December 13 attack on Parliament, whether it is the Kaluchak massacre in 2002 May, whether it is the 26/11 attacks, whether it is the attack on the airbase in Pathankot, whether it is the Pulwama attack, and now the defining image, the most unfortunate defining image of the Pahalgam attack is the image of Himanshi Narwal with her husband, Lieutenant Vinay Narwal, who was serving in the ComSet Center in Kochi and had got married on April 16th with a reception on April 19th at Karnal. April 16th is the day when Asim Munir came up with the worst kind of speech, where he used that Pakistan actually stood for Hindu hatred and Kalma. And Kalma which defines actually the ISIS. This attack was a typical ISIS attack. It is basically unarmed innocents butchered by area weapons without even thinking as to what was the ultimate.
There is a clear religious element to this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They were segregated and they were attacked. The attack was on Hindu tourists. Of course, there has been a death of a local also. But the attack was purely, it is a cold-blooded massacre that has happened in Pahalgam. And it has all been instigated by Rawalpindi, whatever anybody may say. So the point is, all this lies on Asim Munir. Asim Munir was the DG-ISI when Pulwama happened. Asim Munir is the army chief when this has happened. The soldiers in this game, the foot soldiers, the Islamic terrorists are basically from Lashkar-e-Taiba, who's the strategic arm of the Pakistan army. And this is what it is all about.
Pakistan's statement just came in this morning, right? And nothing surprising there. They spoke about, things here and there, largely trying to say that this is, carried out by rebels from within Kashmir, revolutionaries, etc., as Pakistan has always been saying. But fact of the matter is, based on intelligence reports, there are at least 60 to 70 terrorists who are in the valley. And out of that, 6 were there in Pahalgam yesterday in Baisaran Valley. 4 of them foreign-born for sure. Pakistan can pretend however much it wants. Having said that, one thing which I definitely want to talk to you about is, there are reports, initial, I don't know to what extent, you have the confirmation on this, that few IB officers were there on vacation, along with their families as well. Again, I'm taking you back to, could this have been prevented? Could better precautions have been put in place? Could this have been stopped?
You see, you always have a perfect vision in retrospect. And, could this have been stopped? Yes, it could have been stopped. But the point is that this has happened. So now we deal with what has happened right now.
Sure.
There were obviously people from IB who had gone on a vacation over there, but there were the other people also who had gone on a vacation to say that, purely this was an attack on the IB or the young IB officer, the junior IB officers. I don't think so.
Okay.
The attack had a much larger connotation. The attack was to send a message. The attack was to basically humiliate India. That's what the attack is all about. Okay. And the point in this is, there are many questions in this. And, it's always, you can always sit over here and be wise about things. But the point is, we can ask actually, did we have the intelligence from Pakistan? First of all, if such an attack was being orchestrated, once Asim Munir had spoken, did we have intelligence from Pakistan? Second thing, these guys, to my understanding, have not infiltrated recently. They were around in the area.
Right.
So the point is, did we do anything to prevent such an attack? Third thing, was there a coordination between the army and the Jammu Kashmir police, between Jammu and Kashmir police, the IB, the RAW, were all working in conjunction? Now, to my understanding, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Home Minister, they're absolutely competent to handle it. In the sense that they know about terrorism, they've handled terrorism way back from Gujarat days, they've seen the attacks. So, obviously, they know what to do. To say that, I'm going to say that, this went wrong or this went right, this is not my place to say that.
Right.
What I'm trying to tell you is that this attack has a clear stamp of Pakistan.
Right.
This attack has a clear stamp of Pakistan deep state. And if any action has to be taken, it has to be taken within Pakistan and within Kashmir.
Right.
Now, to say that, the whole thing does not stop by sort of, neutralizing the Sikh terrorists, the six people who were there or whosoever it is. These are just foot soldiers. They're just brainwashed jihadis. They're just Islamic terrorists who are out to kill Hindus. That's what they are. But there is a much bigger malice which lies in Pakistan. And that India under Narendra Modi has to address.
Right. So, in terms of, some people are seeing a pattern in this and are saying this perhaps could be a trap, in the sense that India's response is going to be there, it's going to come, it's going to be severe, it has to be definitely disproportionate, as India has, set some examples in the recent past. Do you see that this could be a trap?
Trap in what sense?
In the sense that to start a conflict between India and Pakistan.
So, are you trying to tell me that, you first pronounce your hatred in front of the entire world against Hindus. Then you say that Kashmir is the jugular vein. Then you attack me in Pahalgam. And am I supposed to keep quiet after that?
Of course not.
Are you saying that?
Of course not. So the point is...
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what it is. Mark my words. India will retaliate. First.
Yeah.
Timing, place, I do not know, but the retaliation will come. It will be more than the enemy expects.
Right.
And this whole business of nuclear weapons, this whole business of trap, it's all bunkum. Fact of the matter is, Himanshi will be avenged. Now you have to wait for the time, day and the date.
We'll have to wait and watch, and definitely the entire country is waiting for what the government is going to do, and as and when, of course.
See, the point is that Home Minister Amit Shah will be returning back from Kashmir.
Yes.
And he will be bringing the bodies of the innocents who've been butchered. My understanding is Prime Minister should be there to receive the bodies. After that, the Home Minister will brief the CCS.
Right.
After that, the decision will be taken if and when and what needs to be done. Simultaneously, the three chiefs will be in touch with Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. Prime Minister already has held a meeting this morning.
Yeah.
Where with the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval was there, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar was there. You had Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri. You had the PS2 PM Vivek Kumar over there in that meeting. So these are processes. But the main thing is we have to watch what decision is taken and how the retaliation comes.
Yeah.
And let me tell you one thing more clearly. This is not about doing some sort of diplomatic coup or what it used to be called as coercive diplomacy. This is going to be, the enemy is going to face the hard side of India.
Yeah. And the world is with us. Russian president has tweeted. The reaction of Australian president has come in. Italian prime minister also has, and of course US has as well. Basically all the key countries have expressed grief, have expressed their condolences, and of course support for whatever decision, whatever action India perhaps wants to take in the aftermath of what has happened.
See, President Donald Trump was the 45th president when Pulwama happened.
Yeah.
When we retaliated in Balakot, he did not say anything. Late last night, he had a chat with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He made it quite evident that US was standing with India. So is Israel, so are other allies of India, including Saudi Arabia and UAE. So it's not a question of, moral support or something like that. Here it's a question the question is, how will India retaliate to ensure that Pakistan does not repeat Pahalgam ever again?
Right. So we've spoken about what happened. We have spoken about why now. One thread, however, of the why I still want to pursue before we wrap this up. And that is, as far as Pakistan Army is concerned, I mean, there were attacks on Pervez Musharraf. Every single time Pakistan Army is on the verge of becoming unpopular, it does something like this. It did it in 2007, 2008, 2003 when there was an attempt on life of Pervez Musharraf. There were attacks carried out then. Right now we know that Pakistan Army is not really popular amongst the masses, right? And so do you see this also as an effort, as far as the Pakistan Army is concerned, Asim Munir is concerned, to deflect attention away from them and perhaps make sure that somehow Pakistan Army, whenever India decides to do something, can come across as, again, the messiah that the people of Pakistan still need?
This is a very good question. The answer of this lies in the train attack in Balochistan.
Right.
The image of Pakistan Army has taken a hit over there. The image of Pakistan Army has taken a hit vis-a-vis Taliban. So the only option to tell the Pakistanis that Pakistan Army is their only savior is to do something in Kashmir to deflect attention on what is happening within Pakistan. So this is obviously one of the reasons why the Pahalgam attack took place.
Right. On that note, thank you so much, sir. But we will look forward to India's reaction. The entire country is, looking forward to it. Not in a pleasant way, in the sense that we all want to see how India will react, and perhaps, as you said, in such a manner that Pakistan never dares to do this again, or Pakistan's proxies. But on that note, thank you so much, sir, for taking the time and talking to me.